I think today was the first time I finally felt something close to closure. Not relief, not happiness, just the quiet realization that maybe I can stop holding on. My wife ended our marriage a little over a year ago. We were together for 10 years before we even got married, and married for 7. We have 2 children together. When we met, she already had 2 kids from a previous relationship. They're adults now. My relationship with them was always strained. I tried, but it was never easy, and it never really improved. When she left, everything unraveled quickly. Since then, she's been cold in a way I didn't think was possible. Not just distant, but deliberately cruel. She moved on fast. A couple of different men. Always vague about it. Always careful with her words. And every time I raised concerns about our kids being introduced to new people too early, I was treated like I was being unreasonable. Financially, it broke me. We had to sell the house. Until the lawyers finished splitting everything, I've been living in a spare room at my parents' place. She, on the other hand, moved into a house bought by her eldest son. That difference alone changed everything. I don't have space to have my kids properly. I don't have privacy. I don't have a life that feels like my own. So while she's living normally, I've been stuck. And the worst part is, even after everything, I couldn't stop thinking about her. Missing her. Obsessing over what she was doing, who she was with. I hated myself for it. I knew it wasn't healthy, but I couldn't switch it off. She was living rent-free in my head, every single day. Yesterday, I found out from the kids that she has a new boyfriend. What hurt wasn't just that she moved on. It was that she'd recently told me she wasn't seeing anyone. That lie hit harder than I expected. Today, when I dropped the kids off, I asked if we could talk. Just to clear the air. Just to discuss a few things calmly. She came out with this twisted expression on her face, like she'd already decided how the conversation would go. From the first sentence, she tried to belittle me. Everything I said was dismissed. She made a few nasty digs about our time together. Not one kind word. Nothing constructive. Just contempt. It escalated into a mild argument. Nothing physical. Nothing out of control. Or so I thought. Then her eldest son came storming out of the house. He must have been listening the whole time. He started threatening me. Insulting me. Telling me how he was bigger, stronger, richer, better than me. Saying he was going to knock me out. Just pure aggression. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't threaten him. I told him calmly to go ahead and hit me, and I'd call the police. That's when everything stopped. My ex grabbed him and pulled him back. He's in the Navy, and he's already had trouble with the law before. He knew exactly what would happen if things went any further. What struck me in that moment wasn't fear. It was clarity. During the entire time I was with his mother, I never laid a finger on him. Never threatened him. Even when we clashed, even when his arrogance and lack of respect pushed every button I had, I stayed in control. And yet this is the environment she chose. This is the energy she surrounded herself with. Driving away, something shifted. For the first time in over a year, I didn't feel like I was losing something. I felt like I had already lost it a long time ago, and I was only just catching up emotionally. I realized how much of my pain came from remembering only the good parts. The holidays, the laughs, the years that felt stable. I ignored the disrespect, the imbalance, the way I carried the weight while she wanted the benefits without the responsibility. People say that to forget your ex, you have to remember why they weren't right for you. That when someone leaves, your brain rewrites history and turns them into something they never really were. That's exactly what I had been doing. I wasn't missing her. I was missing a version of her that didn't exist anymore. Maybe never did. After today, I finally understand that I'm better off without her. Not because I'm angry. Not because I want revenge. But because I don't recognize myself in the person I became while holding on. I want my own place again. A home for me and my kids. Space. Stability. Peace. I want to build a life that doesn't revolve around what she's doing or who she's with. And I know this might sound harsh, but I've learned something about myself too. I will never again be with someone who brings nothing to the table but expects everything in return. That imbalance was at the core of so many of our problems. This isn't about bitterness. It's about boundaries, about self-respect. For the first time in a long time, I'm not thinking about her as soon as I wake up. And that's like progress. Slow, quiet progress, but real. If you're going through something similar, I hope you get your moment of clarity too. Not the dramatic kind, just the calm realization that it's time to take your life back. Maybe this year can finally be about that.